Hey, Stone Cousin. You already know what time it is. Animated horror stories. Animated horror stories. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Where we at today? We at our cousin I am our house. I am our with the scary tales. Yeah, that's what we at today. What kind are we doing today? Three true sleepover horror stories animated. The past few that we done, well, we had done one where the little girl set her up basically, didn't she? She sent her to a haunted ass thing where she knew she was gonna die. Everybody knew that you go there, you die. She went there, she died. And then I think the second one is the girls they went there together. You see, they should have all went there together the first time, but no, they just wanted to kill that little girl. The second one we did, they had a set, and the little girls all went there together, and they almost got ate by some cannibals. So I don't know what y'all be got going. I don't know what y'all got going on at y'all sleepovers. I ain't never had nothing like that happen to me at my sleepovers. Y'all don't play Chubby Buddy no more. I think that was the most craziest thing I've done at a sleepover. Played Chubby Bunny or did the salt and ice challenge. I ended up with a fish on my arm. Another girl ended up with like a circle, and then I had another friend. She did it 2 times. She had like 2 different things on her. Like that's a lot. Going to see haunted stuff, that's a lot. But yeah, let's get on into it. As always, feel free to please go to their channel, like their videos, watch their videos over there, and still come over and watch the videos with me. I'm sorry, if you're gonna go over there, you have to come back. You ain't got no choice. This is where you stay. We just visit elsewhere. You just come back and resign over here with me. Yeah, stop playing. But yeah, y'all, let's get into it. Please do me the favor of grabbing yourself a blunt. Grab yourself, please, a bottle of water. Grab a bag of chips, and then grab a blanket just to stay snug. You know, I don't care if it's hot. Get under the AC and get a blanket. And let's get into it. You know he be cutting up, so let's see what's going on.
I was about 14 when one night I was walking back from my best friend's house. It was a cold winter and the bike path was extremely icy. It was about 9:30, so the area was deserted.
Why are you walking back
I got
so
about
late?
halfway along the path when this old man riding a rickety bike rode
no.
straight past me. He looked like he was around 85, so I was a bit confused when I saw him. He rode up along the path and kept going. The path split in 2 directions and he continued along the first. My house was on the second.
Okay.
I watched him take the turn up the first path and I got onto the second. Again, it was just me and the sound of my footsteps.
And then you're gonna hear
Now,
this raggedy ass
this was
bike.
where it got freaking scary. A loud sound of a bike bell came from behind me.
Oh, how no.
Turning back, I saw it was the same old man and he was following me on his bike. I'll never forget his face. I can see
Go
it
faster.
now. The way he stared. Cloudy but focused eyes locked on me like I was the only thing in existence. I increased my pace and he kept following. Once I walked up to my porch, the old man watched me while sitting on his bike from the other side of the road. The fact that he now knows my address gave me a sleepless night. But as he hadn't done anything to harm me yet,
Girl,
I ignored the matter.
I
The
would
next
ignore
morning,
anything.
I was doing my workouts in my dad's garage when I heard the sound of a shutter click. I quickly looked back but saw no one in the empty streets. I resumed my workouts when I heard a chuckle. I had never turned my head so fast in my entire life. It was him, the creepy old man who followed me home last night.
What the hell? What are you doing here?
And why do you have flowers?
No, don't be
we're not
afraid
an
of
item.
me. I just wanted to say hi to such a beautiful girl.
Boy,
And here,
get your
I
old ass
brought
away from
these
me.
for you.
Delete the
He
picture.
took out a small bouquet of roses and held them to my face. His wide eyes stared at me, accompanied by a huge grin.
It could have
I wanted to
poison
say
in it,
no,
that's
but
fine.
then thought if I just take the flowers, he'd go away.
He won't.
So, I did. As soon as I took the flowers, he took out his phone.
You sure are sweaty. You don't
nasty
want to get heat
bastard.
stroke. You might want to take your shirt off.
What? No! Get lost!
He started getting close to me and giggling in a very freaky way.
Where your daddy
I
at?
screamed at the top of my lungs and pushed him. He stumbled on the ground and I ran inside to call my parents. By the time I was back with them, the old man had vanished into thin air. My parents had installed a CCTV camera in the garage through which they saw the footage of the man
Good
approaching
shit.
me. I was strictly told not to wander alone, and the next time I see him, I should call 911.
Period.
The next day, I got invited to a sleepover at my
And you
friend's
had
house.
to say no?
There were
You're-
3 of us staying that night. When
Well-
my dad dropped me at Kathy's, my eyes took a quick scan of the area. I heard a bike bell and got goosebumps. But when I saw it was just a boy passing by, I
Boy,
heaved a sigh of relief.
stop
Is everything
ringing that
all right?
damn bell.
Yeah, don't worry, Dad.
Girl, go
All
in the
right.
house.
Good night, kiddo. You
Dad,
have fun
watch
with your
her get in
friends.
the
I'll pick you
house.
up in the morning, okay?
Good night, Dad.
Good shit.
See you
Ain't
tomorrow.
like you walk nowhere.
I stood outside Kathy's house watching my dad drive away. I remained there for a few more minutes. Something at the back
Why?
of my mind kept giving me a bad feeling. I was looking around with terrified eyes, thinking I would see that old man any minute. Then Kathy patted me on the back.
Cause girl, get your ass
Hey,
in the house.
what are you waiting for? Trixie has already arrived. Jeez, you scared me. Whoa,
girl, get
you
your
look
ass in the
tense,
house.
dude. Are you okay? Let's go.
We went in and I filled my friends in about that guy.
Darn, what a creep.
Creepy
If he
as all
came
of
near
her.
me, I would have kicked him in the nuts.
My friends kind of blamed me, saying that if I hadn't taken the flowers from him, things wouldn't have escalated that far.
They
But
just
I was
don't
only
know.
a teen
They're
who was just
also
starting to
little
learn
girls
about the
too.
dangers of the world. I had enough
It don't
talking
matter if
about
you
the
took the
creeper, so I
flowers or not.
suggested to my friends we should do something fun. That's when Kathy said,
Hey, want to go to the basement and try Dad's drinks? Really? You want a drink? Yeah, why not? Mom and Dad are at the neighbors across the street. They won't be back before midnight.
Now the basement of Kathy's house was a little different than ours. There was a big window close by the stairs from where we could see outside. Kathy and Trixie started drinking while I stood on the stairs looking outside
Like-
that window. It was quite dark, so I could barely see anything.
Okay.
As I leaned on the glass to get a good look, a flash of light blinded me.
Oh,
It
hell
took
no.
a few seconds for my eyes to adjust. Outside the window
It's
was
the
a
old ass
face.
man.
The face of
Y'all,
an
let's
old
get
man
upstairs.
plastered against the
Ew,
glass.
and you drooling.
His eyes were staring back at me. There was an unending hunger in them. The fact that he was looking back at me from the other side of the window made me numb with fear. My suspicion had come true. The creep had followed me to my friend's house
See?
as well.
Girl,
Another flash of light appeared as he took my picture on his phone.
You're
Seeing the
fucking
light coming from the
disgusting.
window and me staring like a statue, Kathy got up to see. As she came in front of the window, she screamed at the top of her lungs.
Good shit, Kathy.
Loud running footsteps
move?
pounded outside and I fainted. All of our parents went straight to the cops that night, but the old man couldn't be identified or found. I haven't seen him after that, and I would always get anxious whenever I was around old people for a long time.
'Cause fucking
Even today,
sicko.
when my son meets a stranger, I keep a strict eye on him. It only takes a few seconds to get traumatized for life these days.
It does.
The story you just saw is based on this
Oh.
terrifying footage. The footage serves as a reminder on why you should never leave your kids outside. The following
Exactly.
clip shows a young girl
Ew,
simply
wow.
trying to enjoy her day
Look at that
when a
fucking
freaky
weirdo.
old man
Wow.
appears from the streets after noticing
Oh my god.
never leave.
Y'all, what
This
did I be
terror-
what do I be saying about our cousin I am? IMR? Scary Tales? He gonna hit you with a twist always. Always. Why this gotta be the one that's based on a real? Oh, old people, oh my god, old people piss me off, bro. Like, I love old people so much. Old peoples and babies, I love them so much. They're also the two quickest people that ain't got no filter. They'll say the most disrespectful, ignorant shit ever. Babies, they ain't got, they ain't got no filter because they don't know no better. Adults, old ass adults, that try, even if you're old, you got dementia and everything, someone needs to be with you. Why are you this old and just disrespectful and just saying whatever you want? Oh, I had one old guy that I was serving him coffee and he's like, "Oh, I love your long, sexy fingers. You have beautiful hands." Like, sir, that's nasty. I don't need this from you. That's gross. Another man, he was like, "Oh, what do you want to be in the future?" When I was working high school overnights. I told him what I wanted to be. He was like, oh, you make more money off being a prostitute. Like, sir, get your old dusty ass away from me. His old ass friend came up and said, don't listen to him. Everything that comes out of his mouth is bullshit. I said, I know. But, like, y'all needs to do better. Y'all needs to do better. Ah, okay.
These days.
Okay, let's watch.
The story you just saw is based on this terrifying footage. The footage serves as a reminder on why you should never leave your kids outside. The following clip shows a young girl simply trying to enjoy her day when a freaky old man appears from the streets after noticing her working out in her garage. At first, the old man hides in the corner and takes out his phone. He starts recording her very sneakily. Then, he walks inside the garage holding flowers. He pretends to be friendly and offers the girl the flowers. You can see the girl hesitating and stepping back at first, but being innocent, she ends up taking the flowers. It's possible that she thought the man will go away if she took the flowers, but the man goes up being even creepier after a few seconds. He takes out his phone and asks the girl if he could take her pictures. Thankfully, the girl sees the red flag and pushes the man onto the ground. She screams and then kicks the old man running inside her.
Shit, look at her, kicked him in the ass.
His phone and asks the girl if he could.
Weird.
Possible that she thought the man will go away if she took the flowers, but the man goes up being even creepier after a few seconds. He takes out his phone and asks the girl if he could take her pictures. Thankfully, the girl sees the red flag and pushes the man onto the ground. She screams and then kicks the old man running inside her house. The man doesn't stay any longer and quickly gets up to run. There's no news on the man getting caught, but hope the girl never had to see him again. I'm never gonna be friendly to the new kid again. It's not like they're a bad person, it's just something about them makes my skin crawl. All the kids at school gave him a wide berth and avoided him like the plague, but I tried to be nice, at least to start with. I mean, why wouldn't you be nice to the new guy? I've been a new guy before and I know how it feels. Or I thought I did. Hey, David, you're really cool. Thanks, man, you too. I hope you had a good first day. I did. Thanks. Say, I was wondering, do you want to come have a sleepover at my house? Yeah, sure, why not? I didn't want to. Heck, it wasn't like he was my friend or anything, but I still felt slightly obligated to be friendly to him, and so I decided to go along with it. The few minutes of school left passed quickly, and I was soon on my bike and headed over to the address he had given me. When I arrived at his place, it was all kinds of wrong. There were busted windows and broken furniture littering the lawn, and none of the lights were working despite it being nighttime. Still, I wanted to give him a chance, so I went in anyway. Once inside, everything seemed okay, if a little different from what I was used to. Strange paintings hung on the walls, and there wasn't much in terms of furniture, but we managed to make ourselves comfortable enough by playing video games together, until eventually we decided to go to bed. One thing that was weird, however, was that I hadn't met his parents. They didn't seem to be anywhere. I couldn't help but be curious, and so I decided to ask him why. David looked away from me. They're out right now. A party. Oh, I get it. Cool. I didn't get it, but I figured he had his own reasons. Maybe his parents were drunk and he didn't want to talk about it. We both got ready for bed and eventually fell asleep, or at least I did. I'm not sure if he ever did. I woke up in the middle of the night, a weird feeling making me stir from my dreams. I didn't know what made me wake up, but when I cracked my eyes open, I saw David standing there with a pipe raised above his head and an unsettling glint in his eyes. He was just standing there, grinning wider and wider as he watched me. I lay motionless, my breath stuck in my throat, terrified at what he was going to do next. What made it even worse was his appearance. He might have been short and slightly chubby, yeah, but his broad arms and hands were raised sky high with the pipe. His eyes had wrinkles on wrinkles beneath them, and his small mouth quivered with excitement. His fat folds jiggled beneath his clothes as he shifted slightly. After what felt like an eternity, he finally dropped the pipe and began to draw something on a drawing board I hadn't noticed before. I could only make out some of the details in the low light, but it looked like he was drawing a man and a woman, with both of them looking not so alive at the moment. Suddenly, however, he began drawing a third character. This was when I realized exactly what he was drawing. The third character stood above the other two, holding what was clearly a pipe. He was drawing a picture of himself and what he had done to his parents. My heart was racing, and the room started to spin as I tried to think of a way out of this situation. I was about to move when I realized he had noticed as well. He quickly wiped the drawing board off and turned toward me again, grabbing his pipe. I inched my fingers toward my phone, but he began to speak. "You're not going to be able to call your parents, David. I'll do to them what I did to mine." "What do you mean? Why are you awake?" I tried to play innocent, but he wasn't buying it. "I saw you stirring while I drew my picture. You saw it, didn't you?" The fear crept up my spine. He lunged forward and grabbed my arm, dragging me away from the door. He dropped me to the ground, then quickly bolted out the door, locking it behind him. I heard him mumble something about making this quick as he scrambled to lock the windows as well. That's when it hit me. He was going to off me. He wanted me gone, just like his parents. I started to panic, but I also knew this was my only chance. I had to make it out alive. I ran to the window. I could hear myself struggling to find something outside, presumably something to silence me with, but I was already pushing the window open. I heard it creak and crack as it moved, but I pushed through and started to climb out. Once outside, I ran as fast as I could. The streets were empty, save for the occasional car or two. I heard a scream of anger behind me, and I turned around, watching as he ran from the house, his pipe held high. But I didn't stop running. I kept running until I reached the safety of my parents' house. The police came soon after I made it home. They said they found evidence that David had been living on his own since his parents had gone missing, but there was no proof that he had gotten rid of them. That's when I realized how lucky I had been to escape from David's house alive. The worst part about this, though, is that because the police couldn't find any evidence, he's not going to jail. Luckily for me, he'll have to transfer since he'll be sent to an adoption agency. What's creeping me out, however, is that on the day he left, someone slid a letter into my parents' mailbox with a note scribbled on it. "If you want to meet my parents so badly, I can help." It freaks me out to think that sometime in the future, he might just escape the adoption agency and come back here for revenge.
It happened 3 years ago. My best friend Ashley and I attended a music school during the summer. We met this strange, skinny-looking girl named Elena. She was very close to Ashley, so she invited the two of us over to her place for a sleepover. I still remember when her dad, Mr. Van Buiten, came to pick us up from school. He was an unusually hideous-looking man. His head was balding and swollen, his legs short and stubby. His pale skin was quite hairy, and he had warts all over his face and body. Just one look at him made me want to gouge my eyes out. I felt uneasy as he drove. I would often catch glimpses of his small, beady eyes gawking at me through the rearview mirror. He also made these heavy breathing noises, like he was gasping for breath. Things became even more unsettling when he started saying creepy things like,
"You girls smell very nice."
Hell no.
I love teenage girls. I wish I could have 100 more daughters like Elena.
What?
Finally, when we got to Elena's
Get out
house,
the car and walk
we went
home.
into her room and changed into our pajamas. We played Truth or Dare, pillow fights, and other fun sleepover games. Admittedly, I was having a blast, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. I often noticed her dad's beady eyes in the dark as he peered at us through the space in her bedroom door. After a while, Elena left the room to get us both some soda to drink. I tried confiding in Ashley.
Hey, I'm a little uncomfortable. I think something's wrong with Elena's dad. I think he's been watching us. Yeah, I noticed that too. But it's just one night. We'll leave first thing tomorrow morning.
Girl,
Her words calmed me somewhat. But little did I know things were about to get worse. Much worse.
I'm back with the soda.
Elena brought us a soda bottle each. It was a strange green-colored drink that I had literally never heard of before. I also noticed that the seals of the bottle caps had been tampered with.
No.
Finally, I'm so thirsty.
Ashley gulped down the whole bottle in a heartbeat. I, on the other hand, left mine for later.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Sure, there's one just down the hall.
I made my way toward the bathroom. The hallway was very dark and gloomy. Aside from the eerie ticking noise of the old grandfather clock downstairs, everywhere was silent. Suddenly, I heard some muttering sounds and muffled crying coming from the ceiling. My blood
From the
froze,
ceiling?
and my ears became hot as I tried to trace the source of the sound. It seemed to be coming from the attic. I inched closer to the attic door overhead. It had a long cord attached to it. For a moment, my paranoid mind entertained the thought of pulling the cord and opening the door to the attic. Suddenly, Elena's dad appeared out of nowhere.
Susan.
His sinister, throaty voice made my skin crawl. I could feel the hair on the back of my neck stand on end.
Good evening, Mr. Van Buiten. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
I stuttered.
What's the matter, Susan? Why aren't you with the others?
I'm just going to the
I
bathroom.
was looking for the bathroom, but I got a little lost.
Oh, it's just down the hall. Let me know if you need any help getting there.
I don't.
Thank you, Mr. Van Buiten. No, I will be fine.
I walked away from him as quickly as I could. He, on the other hand, didn't move an inch. He just stood there, staring creepily as I walked into the bathroom. Luckily, he was gone by the time I was done. I walked back to the room, and we watched a movie together. After that, we all went to sleep. I drifted off on a roll-up
Ashley,
mattress,
pass
but I
up.
couldn't get much sleep because of how spooked out I was. Suddenly, I heard the thud of heavy footsteps close by, followed by bursts of heavy breathing. It sounded so close. I could almost feel it on my skin. I opened my eyes, and the footsteps quickly hurried away. Elena was no longer in the room, and Ashley was fast asleep.
Ashley, wake up!
I pushed and nudged, but she didn't budge. She was so knocked out that an explosion could go off, and she wouldn't even notice. Just then, I spotted red flickers of light beeping from within Elena's wardrobe. I opened the wardrobe.
The
To
camera?
my shock, I found a portable hidden camera in there. It was
Grab it.
recording everything that was going on in the room.
What the hell is going on?
Before I could pry any further, I heard sobs and whispers again. It was coming from the attic, but
We ain't got
now
no time
it
for
was
this.
louder than before. Emboldened, I went straight for the attic door and pulled down the stairs. Slowly, I walked up the attic. The stairs creaked with every step I took. I was petrified by what I found up there.
She needs to go
Young
up there.
girls, each one about my age, all dressed in white and tied up. There were at least 6 of them. Each was so bony and lanky that they probably hadn't eaten in days.
Oh God! What is this?
They begged me to free them. Some even asked me to take their lives. Just then, Mr. Van Buiten emerged from the shadows.
Ah, Susan. I see you're eager to join the others.
downstairs.
No worries. I asked Elena to help me bring a white dress that'll fit you like a fiddle.
In an instant, I slipped past him and tumbled down the attic stairs.
Good shit.
I ran back into the room and tried to wake Ashley up.
Ashley, wake up! Wake the hell up!
I shoved and pushed,
Better.
but no dice.
Try all you want. She's not going anywhere, and neither are you.
He inched towards me.
Kick him in the
Desperate,
nuts.
I opened the bedroom window and jumped out to the yard below, limping and crying. I ran as fast as I could until I was able to hitch a ride to my house. When I got home, I told my dad all that happened. The next day, we went back to the house with the police but
The
found
next
no one
day?
there. Ashley was gone too. All we found were creepy recordings of all the girls who had come to the house for sleepovers. It's been 3 years since then, and there's
No
still
sign of
been no
Ashley?
sign of Ashley. I'm just glad I was
I said
able to
Ashley.
escape that madhouse,
Mm-mm.
but I'm so deeply saddened that my friend wasn't so lucky.
Girl! You could have helped her. You see that damn drink was weird. You could have told her ass, You know? Like, I'm not blaming her, but I'm also like, I'm happy she left, though. You know? I'm happy she didn't stay and try to, you know? She could have pushed her out the window. You see that the first time you tried to wake her up, she wasn't waking. You know? When you pushed the window, oh, you know, you could have went back immediately, grabbed her ass, threw her out the window. You know, what's he gonna do? Go back and try to grab her? Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy she got away. She should have told the person that she got into the car, like, can we please go back and get my friend? Because you got her. You know, why didn't you have that man call 12? Like, there was a lot. You went back. You didn't tell your daddy how urgent it was? Dad, Ashley is still there. We cannot wait till the morning. We gotta go back now. We gotta go back now because, you know, she about to die. It's creepy there. Oh, so I like that one, but she could have saved her. What? The second one, crazy too, because he's a minor. So whatever he did with with the bodies is crazy. But also, like, they needed to do an investigation. Cause boy, where's your parents? How is your parents just gone and you just up in here by yourself and you just okay? You just registered yourself into school, into a new school. Like, how you do all that? And the first one ate the cake, and then the little true snippet at the end, y'all. Ugh, that old ass man looks just like this. Just like this. Looks just like it. Let me know what was your favorite video. All of them ate the cake for me, but I'll say the first one had to be the best one. The first one and the last one, if I gotta pick two. And yeah, let me know how you feel about it. Please like the video. Talk to me in the comments. And until next time, you guys, I love y'all. Bye.